Welcome to this FPL Gameweek 35 press conference stream with me, Holly Shand. First of all, I want to apologise for not having more content on the channel this week. I've been ill. You can probably hear that I'm still not feeling that great, not looking that great, but I wanted to bring you the content, so we are back with the press conference stream today. There's lots to discuss, including how my Game Week 34 went, having a look at how my team lines up for Game Week 35, bringing you the news from the press conferences as well. I think Pep Guardiola's press conference is at 1:30 today, hopefully. I'm not sure if it is actually, and it's not on my list, so we'll have to see what happens there. So I know managers will be wanting news on Kevin De Bruyne as well. So that's where we're at with that. Thank you for all the kind messages, by the way, on the community post that I put out yesterday as well. I am feeling a lot better, even though I probably don't sound it. If you are in, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and hop over to the chat as well. Say hello, let me know what your dilemmas are ahead of the Game Week 35 deadline, and also let me know what team news you're looking for from the press conferences today. As I mentioned, we've already heard from Sam Allardyce and Eddie Howe this morning. Ryan Mason's press conference is on now, and then we're also expecting to hear from Chelsea and from Liverpool and West Ham at 1:30. So it's going to be a busy one as usual. If we jump over to my team. So in Game Week 34, I finished on 110 points, which was about a 10k green arrow. I was on 120 points until the last 2 minutes of the Man United Brighton game. Shaw was on for like a 10-pointer, I think. I think it was a 9-pointer, maybe an 8. I think he was on for 2 bonus. Got booked, lost a bonus, went down to 5. Then conceded the penalty, which is then converted, which knocked out his clean sheet. I think he finished on 1. Didn't have McAllister either, and there was no assist, so that was a little bit frustrating. Obviously lost the clean sheet points from Fernandes and Rashford too. But still a good week all round. I got away with not owning Salah in a way, because the players that I retained in order to not have Salah were Fernandes and Kane, who obviously both delivered decent points. Haaland captain, of course, delivered the goods, as did my transfer in Trent. So pretty happy as things stand. And as I mentioned in my transfer plans video on Monday, I am planning to roll the free transfer this week. Now, it's an interesting week. It's coronation weekend in the UK, the coronation of King Charles III. That means it's a later deadline at 1:30. Also means we get a TV game at 3 o'clock in the UK, because there's no Championship, League 1 or League 2 games televised. Sorry, not televised, on at 3 o'clock on Saturday, which means that we can watch Man City Leeds on Sky Sports at 3 o'clock on Saturday, which is different. So in terms of what's going on, we could get team leaks for Man City, which is pretty crucial. Man City v Leeds. There's a chance that Haaland could be benched for that game, because he's played pretty consistently since Game Week 29. 5 starts in a row in the Premier League, obviously started in the FA Cup as well, and the Champions League quarter-finals. We also, if Haaland is benched for whatever reason, then it could mean that Alvarez starts. There's a lot of Kevin De Bruyne owners that's wondering about his availability as well, so that's going to be a significant one. Now, I don't actually know what we're expecting from press conferences today. So as I said at the top, I will hop over to the chat in a minute, but I don't actually think we're going to hear from Guardiola today. I'm not sure what the reason for that is. Oh no, yeah, we are 1:30. Sorry, I got that wrong. So is this going to load for me? Twitter playing up. So the press conference times. So we're hearing from Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Southampton, West Ham and Nottingham Forest all at 1:30. At the moment, we're hearing from Bournemouth boss. And as always, the tweet deck is open. I don't think we've had anything significant come in from the Spurs press conference with Ryan Mason, which you'll be pleased to hear. So if we hop over to the chat then, I can see that some of the members are in. Sam and Akshat are both in, as is FIFA player, Mav is in, Chris, Omar, Damien, Peter, Zuba as well. So good to see so many of you in this lunchtime. FIFA player says, my team is Martinez, Malacia, Diaz, Trippier, McAllister, Matoma, De Bruyne, Rashford, Watkins, Kane, Haaland. Bench boost in 36 or 37. I think there's a few issues in that squad. I think Malacia probably needs to go. In terms of your bench, there's a few weaker options in there, but you need to play it at some point, so I'd maybe use transfers. I think bench boost 37. Sorry, guys. I think 37 is perhaps the stronger of the fixtures. If we have a look at the fixture analyzer from Fantasy Football Hub, so you can get this analyzer as part of your Fantasy Football Hub membership, and you can save 30% with my affiliate link using the link in the chat or the description to this video. But in terms of the teams with good fixtures in 36, obviously you've got Newcastle and Brighton that double. You've also got Manchester United up there and Arsenal. Man City a bit lower down, but you're never going to bench them. Liverpool play Leicester. Just trying to think of the other teams that we own players for. In 37, obviously we've got the doubles for Brighton, United, City. We've got Newcastle playing Leicester, Spurs play Brentford, Liverpool play Aston Villa, Arsenal play Forest. Yeah, so I think 37's probably the stronger of the two to bench boost in if you've still got that chip left. But remember, 4 game weeks left, you can only use 1 chip per game week. So it'll be good to get that chip used and get in as many of those players as you can. 42 of you in at the moment, only 14 of you have liked the stream. So if you can help me out by hitting that like button, I'd really appreciate that. I'll carry on getting through as best as I can. Akshat says, hi Holly, how are you? Yeah, a lot better. I couldn't really function very well on Tuesday. I didn't go on Twitter or anything. Just didn't have the concentration levels. Brain back in gear the last few days, but today's kind of the first time that I felt well enough to sit in front of a camera and record content. Sam has asked, in desperate need of news for KDB, so happy City's fixture is close to the deadline. Fingers crossed we get a leak. Yeah, it'd be great if the City match was always the early kickoff, because it would really help us in terms of our preparation. Unfortunately, no no deadline stream from me tomorrow, because I'm going to be on Sky Sports News doing the FPL show instead this week. Hopefully be back for the week after for that one. I don't think my voice would last 2 1-hour streams at the moment though. Chris says, I have Haaland, Isaac and Jota. Worth swapping Jota or Isaac for Alvarez? I think with that one, I know a lot of people in the community are really talking about Alvarez as an option at the moment, but for me personally, I think you're just passing the problem forwards, and Alvarez has started the last 2, so there's no guarantees they'll start at the weekend. And you know, even if you've got him in, you're going to be looking at him in 37, 36, 37 and 38 thinking, is he going to start? He blocks the route to a third City player elsewhere, so I think you just avoid. I think Isaac is due a start. Jota, let's see what Klopp says, but you know, if he's available and in the squad, I think you've got to hope that he gets minutes. Sam says, thanks for the stream. Hope you get well soon. Appreciate the FL. Thank you. Math said I scared him because I had it running in the background. As long as you were on time, I don't mind. You might, though. Peter said bench Welbeck or Watkins. If we look at the predicted points on the hub, we see that Welbeck has got a predicted 4.2 points from 58 minutes. Watkins 5.4 points, 90 minutes. Big game for Watkins away at Wolves, but I do think that probably he's got the edge just from minutes. Yayo says, how many yellows is Luke Shaw on? I don't know actually, but I think he's on 7. But the 10 yellow card rule, I think that expired after 32 games anyway, so you don't need to worry. Mav is on a green arrow, well done. I really want to get into the top 100k. 4 weeks to go. Zuber said, do you think I could play Isaac over Jota this week? Yeah, I think I would do. Isaac is on 4.5, 77 projected minutes. Jota on 4.78 projected minutes, so I think that's an easy one. Mav says, off topic, do people in the UK actually care about the coronation? Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's been 70 years, so there's not many people in the UK that will remember the last coronation. So I think from that perspective, people do really care about seeing what it's all about. Zoran says, would you captain Watkins if you was chasing in your mini league? No, I think if you're chasing in your mini league, captaining anyone different to Haaland is differential in itself. In terms of the current poll on Hub, 81% going Haaland this week, 7% Salah, and you can see the other options in there. I think with the chance that Haaland could get rested or benched, think about your vice captain very carefully. I've gone with Kane this week. But yeah, if you're making up ground, like a Kane, a Salah, a Rashford, a March even, could be where you go in terms of that differential. Oh, there's 71 of you in at the moment. That's great. Let's see how we're doing for likes first. We're on 23. So let's say get the stream to 50 likes. So if you haven't done so already, hit the like button for me. Seeing as I'm here ill, Ezat says, he's on a 3-digit rank. Do I back him to beat another content creator? Depends how good that 3-digit rank is. Are you in any of my leagues? Don't know how far I need to scroll though to see you. So top in my league at the moment is Sobi Mohammed, who's currently 23 in the world. Same points as me this week. We're getting sidetracked. James has said, who would you start out of Saka, Martinelli or Solanke? I've got Haaland and Kane up top already. I worry about Martinelli's minutes now because Arsenal played well without him. So I think for me, if I was kind of looking at someone not to play, it would probably be Martinelli. FIFA player who is a City fan says, as will play Ortega again in goal, Ake, Diaz, Stones, Walker, De Bruyne, KP. Who's KP? Is that Palmer, Silva, Foden, Haaland, Alvarez? What about Grealish? I guess he would probably do a benching. I would be surprised if Grealish started this week, but, you know, got to take things as they come. This is a week to really be careful about your captain picks and your bench picks. Hopefully I didn't mute myself. Hopefully I didn't cough and then mute. Sorry if I just coughed into the mic. I thought I'd muted it. This is the downside of trying to stream when ill. Glyn says news on Alvarez desperately needed. Yeah, it's 1:15 now, so we're waiting for the press conferences at 1:30. We was expecting Bournemouth at 1 o'clock. I don't know if that affects many people. Can't see a lot coming through at the moment though. Oh, Calvin Phillips, I see. Thank you for that one. Omar is asking if Edison will start anymore. I mean, I feel sorry for anyone that's brought in Edison, because he was like the nailed on route and now he's not even nailed. Naham says when to play wildcard. As soon as possible, so probably now. If you go on to the hub, the My Team tool is fantastic. Don't do this to me. Why is that not working? The My Team tool on the hub isn't working at the moment for some reason, but it gives you the best wildcard team every week. There'll be an article on the website which will basically show you the same thing as well. So this is the best wildcard team according to their algorithm at the moment. So triple Brighton, no surprise, still March McAllister. McAllister over Matoma here. Triple City, Haaland, De Bruyne and Diaz. 3 Newcastle players as well, Trippier, Isaac and Botman. 3 United players, Lindelof, Rashford, Fernandes. Solanke in there. Trent is in there. Interesting one, that one. So if you're on a wild card, I don't think the team that I'd choose would be that much different from that, depending on availability of De Bruyne, of course. Well, we're at 41 likes, guys. Let's get us over the line to 50. I've lost my place in the chat now. Here we go. Erling Haaland is in the chat. I don't think it's the Erling Haaland. But the question is, bench Grealish, Matoma or March, please help. Surely if you were the real Erling Haaland, you would know who's getting minutes and therefore who to bench. I think I'd bench... I don't know, it's so hard to bench Grealish because if he starts, he's on for decent points. So Grealish is on 6.3. March is on 5.8. Was the Tome in the other one? 5.7. Algorithm says Matoma, but you know whether Grealish starts or not. Zuba says your team looks differential with Kane and Bruno. Yeah, I'm enjoying it actually. In terms of other ways to go differential, it's quite difficult now because kind of you've got that template of these teams that still double again. Captaincy differentials though could really pay off for the final few game weeks of the season. So I'd look towards that. Omar says, I have Trippier, Sharon Wilson. How would you change the triple up? I don't want 2 defenders. Newcastle defence have been really, really unlucky though, by the way. If we look since the international break. So since the international break, where are they? Are they there? Oh, there they are. They've kept 1 clean sheet. They've conceded 8 goals. There's only 4 teams that have conceded more goals than them. When it comes to expected clean sheets, they're second. And for expected goals conceded, they're third. So I think they have been unlucky. The third for shots conceded. Shots on target conceded, they're 6th. Big chances conceded, they're 3rd. So basically, clean sheets are still coming for Newcastle, so I wouldn't be concerned about having a double up on their defence. And if we look since the restart, so that's from game week 17, defenders. For expected goal involvement, one sec. Trippier is 2nd with 7.8. Share is 5th with 4.4. Trippier's actually only got 3 goal involvements there. Shaw has only got 3 as well, but both of them could easily have got more. So I would actually stick with them. Who else are you going to get? One update we did have is that Alan St. Maximin is back in training. I don't know whether he'll get minutes against Arsenal, but it's a bit more rotation to that Newcastle front line. VL says, what do you think about Welbeck as an option? Underlying numbers very good, but if you've already got 3 Brighton already, I'm not even convinced he starts at the weekend. James is at 43k. Brilliant. Daryl says, thoughts on Wilson? I don't mind him because I think he's, even if he doesn't start, he's still got really high potential for getting attacking returns. We've reached 50 likes on the stream, which is brilliant. Thank you so much to everyone that has hit that like button so far. If you haven't done so already, please do. And subscribe to the channel as well. Hoping to hit 18,000 subscribers soon. I'm about 150 off, but you know, all of your support on that is really, really appreciated. Lost the chat again now. Stephen says, buy Alvarez for Watkins. I don't think I would do that one. Thanks, guys. Sorry. I'm trying my hardest here. I forgot to unmute after I blew my nose. What I was saying as well is someone said, thank you. And I said, I'm doing great. And I said, I don't feel like in my head I sound that great. Well, in the end, you didn't hear me at all. Anyway, we're sorted. So thanks for everyone that's jumped on the chat for that. I was actually trying to answer Dan's question on should I get Trent this week for a -8 or do it a week later for a -4. And my response is that I'd just wait until next week because I think Klopp's done a lot of rotation of his squad already. And I think Trent could potentially be rested this week. We saw it happen to Robertson last time. Yeah, that could happen. I don't think it's worth a -8. Mike says bench Trippier or Shaw. I think it's got to be Shaw, hasn't it? Trippier is predicted to score 4.5 points. I'm actually playing Mings ahead of Shaw, and I think they're on very similar predictions. Shaw's on a 3.4. Can't find Mings now. Maybe he's a bit further down. Mings is on 3.6. Alright, okay. Nelson says, hope you feel better soon, thank you. For 36 and 37, what is the minimum number of players with doubles we should have in our squads? I think 5 for 36 is fine. Ideally 6 though. For 37, remember in 37, we've got the doubles for Brighton, United, City and Chelsea. I think probably about 7. I can't mute and unmute at the right time, that's my problem. Ashab said, waiting for the day you reply. Keep Jota or sell. I think I'd keep him this week. Gary has said, Jota, Haaland, Grealish news, please. What Grealish news do you want, Gary? Gary, have you... I thought he'd put it's not your fault. He's actually put it's not your fault. Oh dear. Akshat has said thoughts on this team. Edison, Trent, Estupiñán and Shaw, March, Matoma, Rashford, Grealish, Salah, Isaac and Haaland. Bench, Kepa, Trippier, Solanke, Botman. Yeah, I think that's fine. Obviously we need the Edison news to go your way. I think this is an easy week for most people to roll a transfer. I think it's far more valuable having 2 in for 36 when there's a double. Oh, the doctor is in. That's exactly what I need. Isaac or Trippier for 35. Isaac or Trippier. The reverse fixture with Arsenal ending 0-0, so I'd probably just go Trippier. But Arsenal have got some big injuries, haven't they? Gabriel's out. So the centre-back pairing's going to be unconventional. I don't know what happened to Holding. Was he dropped? So it was... I can't even pronounce. Is it Kior? Sousa? I've no idea. Anyway, yeah, I think Newcastle could do well against that defence. Miguel says Isaac or March, who to bench. I think March is nailed on to start, so I'd probably bench Isaac. Connor says I've kept Kepa and Sanchez for keepers. Should I just keep Sanchez and play Kepa or a transfer? I think I would make the move to steal, whether it's this week or next week. Kepa's got an okay fixture, but I think I'd just get a steal. You want 3 Brighton anyway for the doubles in 36 and 37. I don't think Steele's going to lose his place anytime soon. He's just kept back-to-back clean sheets and made a ton of saves. So that would be what I would do on that one. I think we're getting to the point where the press conferences are going to start. So I'm going to head on over to the tweet deck now. Obviously, if we've got any questions, if we've got any gaps, I'll obviously answer your questions in the meantime as well. I don't think Pep will be long. Anyway, so it's the De Bruyne news that we want most. Klopp is in as well. So let's keep an eye on it, see what we've got. Khalid says, keep KDB or sell him to get Salah. Well, let's see what Pep says. Depends if you want him to go template or make up ground. I do think De Bruyne could be a nice differential for the running now. The points prediction tool did love him. I mean, if you can see that Grealish is third. That's not this week, is it? So Salah's predicted 26.9 points for the end of the season. De Bruyne 25.6, but that's with 58 minutes potentially this week. FIFA player says this is the time of the season. I just want the new season. I know how you're feeling, especially when it's been a hard season and he's still grinding and fighting. Charla says, what do you think about a move from Robertson to Stones? And is Stones nailed on enough? I mean, I think Robertson's had his rest now. I think I'd just keep him. Gary thinks that he's heard that Haaland's going to be out ready for the Champions League, which could happen. We just don't know at the moment. But we could get leaks. Shamalan is asked about goalkeeper's clean sheets. I think City are well up there, to be fair. City top, Brighton second, Chelsea and Liverpool third. If that helps. Nothing concrete on Gabriel. And Saliba is still out for Arsenal. So that's going to help United. Newcastle United, sorry. I think Newcastle could have the better of Arsenal, you know. Guardiola is late for his pre-Leeds United press conference. Does he not realise that there's 90 of us sat waiting for news on Kevin De Bruyne? He'll probably say how wonderful De Bruyne is. You know what I'll say anyway, Pep? We know the line. They'll train later this afternoon and then he'll make a decision. But it is good. This is an interesting one actually, guys, that Klopp is... Liverpool have been linked with Alexis McAllister. And you'd think if he got in that side, he'd probably be on pens. So we could see, you know, a little bit of a dent in Salah's appeal. Remember, his 2 goals from this game week 34 were both pens. Zubra said Guardiola is combing his hair. FIFA players saying hope Newcastle wins 6-0. I mean, I don't know if it'll be that big a win, but you never know. Omar says, is it dumb to start Wilson this game week? No, I think it's fine. Mav's gone from 2.3 million to 79k. Happy with a top 50k finish. Mav is obviously an Arsenal fan and doesn't like the fact that I said that Newcastle is going to be a tough game for them. We'll see. When is the game? I really looked at when all these fixtures are on. Sunday. The fixtures are a bit weird this week, so obviously nothing until 3 o'clock on Saturday. And then the games are late on Sunday. And then on Monday, you've got, because it's a bank holiday in the UK, because of the coronation, we've got games at 3, 5:30 and 8 p.m. Badia Shield could be back for Chelsea, by the sounds of things. Jim says Big Sam has talked about cutting off the supply to Haaland. Could be a tight game. Has he got the players to do it though? Nick says, what are the chances we get the full City 11 before the deadline? Probably about at least 50-50. Yeah, Mav agrees that Arsenal defence is not looking great at the moment, just in terms of injuries. Just making sure I've not missed anything. I mean, Guardiola's 6 minutes late now. He's normally on time. What is going on? While we're waiting for this news, remember to like and subscribe, guys. Really does help the channel. I'm also going to set up a poll. Shall I do who is your vice captain? And I'm going to put Salah, Rashford, Kane, and other. See what you say. Let me know what you think. Also, seeing as we've already hit 50 likes, can we get it to 100? What do you think? Is that doable? We're at 66 at the minute, so we're 2/3 of the way there, and I think there's 100 of you in at the minute. While we're waiting for Pep, give everyone something to do. Get the stream to 100 likes. I'm gonna have to set higher expectations, guys. You're just smashing it in a minute. It's just a bit steady at the moment, waiting for all of the news that we want. Pin that one. Salah's currently winning the race for vice captain. Well, he won't be my vice captain because he's not in my team. Klopp hasn't said anything about Jota yet. Oh, here we go. He trained yesterday, but without much contact. I think that spells another... Sorry, I've put that in the chat and then haven't put the context on it. He has a back issue and a bruised rib. He trained yesterday, but without much contact. So I think that means that he's probably not going to start. Here we go from Pep, just as we predicted. Guardiola on De Bruyne. He trained good yesterday. Today we're going to train and we decide after training. I think that's positive though on De Bruyne, less so on Jota. Thiago's out for the rest of the season for Liverpool. Bobby Firmino is not back though for Liverpool, so I think Jota will be in the squad, but maybe just only used if he's really needed. Henderson's a doubt as well. I think De Bruyne could be good to go, you know. But we will get the leaks. I think if you got him though, I think you keep him now. That's interesting though. This is the kind of info we needed. I'm just going to check this Man United tweet as well. Because obviously Man United don't have a press conference today because they played last night. Garnacho could be back for United. So that's interesting as well. So hopefully this is covering most of the kind of things that we were looking out for today. I think Jota and De Bruyne were the main ones. Let me know in the chat, by the way, if there was something else that you was really waiting for news on today. Guardiola did say if he's fit, he plays on De Bruyne. So I think that's positive. Oh, great. This is the next one. It does not bode well for rotation. I saw the City team really tired yesterday, so I have to see how they've recovered today. Jim said, is it worth making De Bruyne vice-captain if Haaland doesn't start, or is it too risky from the same team? I think because of the injury that De Bruyne's had, I wouldn't do it. We try and avoid captains from the same team just in case a game gets called off for whatever reason. I think there's enough options elsewhere. Rujrat says, what about Eke? Will he keep on playing now? I think so. Now he's fit. I think he's back in. Mouth said, going to be absolute roulette. It is. Grealish and Haaland for me. Well, Grealish and Haaland captain. What other news are we looking for, guys? Let me know in the comments. Interested to know if there's anything else that we need. Always remember to unmute. That's going to be my new mantra in life. We're at 74 likes now, guys, so we're getting there, getting closer to that 100. There's 120 of you in at the moment. Miguel has asked, what is the website of the AI? I use the Fantasy Football Hub predictions. Link is in the chat where you can get 30% off to get the fully customizable ones. I mean, Real Madrid in the Champions League semi-finals on, I think it's Tuesday, is huge. Zuba says where to go if Grealish doesn't start. I think you've got to keep your City assets because they double in 37, don't they? And even from the bench, they could deliver. I think you just start and hope. That would be my option. I don't think anything that... I think even if we got news pre-deadline that Haaland didn't start, I'd probably still captain him. I think he's scored from the bench already this season. Mav says sham if Grealish starts. I think he probably will, to be fair. Right, if that is it for news, if we're not looking at any more news, then I think I'll end the stream there, because I am struggling a little bit still, guys. Captain, vice captain, 70% Salah, 12% Rashford, 9% Kane. I wonder if more people owned Kane, whether that would be higher. Interesting though. But hopefully you found this one useful. Thanks so much for joining. I'll obviously do a longer one next time, but just because I'm struggling with the voice today, still a bit ill, I've got to stop this one here. No deadline stream tomorrow, as I mentioned, because I'm on Sky Sports News instead. But I'll be back with content for Game Week 37 next week. Thank you for watching. I'll be back soon.